Hey Marcia, what is going on, honey bunny? Hey everybody over here on Facebook land as well. So as people are starting to come in, let me do a quick introduction of who I am really quick for those over here on Instagram land, and then for everybody here on Facebook who is new to me. My name is Shaquan, and I am the trading educator at SLFX Trading. And if you've not seen me on YouTube, if you've not seen me on Facebook, if you've not seen me on Instagram, what I basically do is I help traders simplify their trading style, simplify their trading knowledge, and help them become better traders. So let me go over what I covered in the last few classes here on Instagram, on YouTube, and then also on Facebook, you guys. So the last class that I covered was how to prepare your trades for the month ahead. Because we are in December, today is December the 8th. It's really important in the beginning of the month that you basically fish out your trades. You analyze your price charts a month ahead. So as price is moving, you basically don't get stuck with the trades. And I'm gonna go ahead and put my AirPods in for Instagram land really quick, so y'all can hear me a lot better. So one moment. Okay, so you guys should be able to hear me a lot better because I don't want to feel like I'm yelling when I talk to my people over there on Instagram land, and you guys here on Facebook. I have a microphone right here, and I don't want it to see at you guys. Okay, there we go. So now they're connected. Okay. So basically, yeah, that's what I covered: how to set up your trades for the beginning of the month. One of my recent videos that's going to help aid you guys in tonight's class and tonight's training is how to read price action candles on multiple time frames. One of the biggest reasons why I wanted to do this class, you guys, was because I've been seeing a lot of people ask about price action. What is price action? How to trade price action? Is this technical analysis? And I'm seeing terms are getting confused, and terms are really like not being used correctly. And if y'all know me, y'all know I am a stickler for simplifying things, and it's causing conversation to go back and forth, but I'm seeing that it's not really been a healthy conversation. So that's why I'm going to do this class. Everyone has a difference of opinion, but we're all in this together, and we should be learning from one another. This is not a competition. It's not an ego thing. It's just, can you help the next trader identify and understand what this information is? And that's why I am hosting this class tonight. Okay, so for my people over here on Instagram land, if you want to get access to those two videos that I just referred to, how to set up your trades at the beginning of the month, how to read price action candles on multiple time frames, click the link in my bio after this class. It's going to take you straight to my YouTube channel, so it should be the first button once you click the link in my bio. People over here on Facebook, if y'all want to get access to my YouTube channel after this class, just research SLFX Trading over on YouTube. SLFX Trading. Now, today's class, like I said, is going to cover price action because 2021 is coming up. This holiday season, you guys, really is the best time to want to start to prepare yourself for next year. Getting your price charts ready, getting your price watch list ready, getting the pairs you're going to be trading, identifying your trading style, how long you typically want to hold trades for, all that information, you guys. This is when y'all really want to start to look at that information and get it together. If you don't have all of that information, especially if you are a brand new trader, it's okay. That's why I have these classes. That's why I teach. That's why I post things on YouTube. You know, that's why I teach every single week for free, just so you guys can get a step ahead with this information. Okay, now, who is this class for? If you guys on Instagram land and Facebook land are new to me and you don't know where to start, this is an ideal class for you. If you've been trading for some time but you don't know what price action is, nor what it does or how to use it, this is a class you want to be in. If you're a trader who wants to analyze multiple time frames but don't know what the time frames truly mean on that price chart, this is the class for you. So let's get down to housekeeping. People on my Facebook land, people over here on Instagram land, share this with two people. Share the live for my Instagram people, that triangle at the bottom. Share this video out to two additional people. Help more traders who you know are in the same situation as you, or who you know who need help too. If they're tired of going on YouTube, if they're tired of reading through baby pips, share the live with the people. People over here on Facebook land, I don't know how you share stuff over here, but if you can share this video as well, if you can share the class, share it with other people here on Facebook land as well. There will be a replay if you have to leave or if you find you can't stay through the whole thing. I will be replaying this on my YouTube. I will be replaying this over here on Instagram land and Facebook land. You guys get the replay too, so you have an opportunity to watch it again. I understand that there are some of you guys who are in different time zones. I live in the United States. I'm in Eastern Standard Time Zone. Some of you guys are different. I get it. So you guys will get the replay. Excuse me. And also as well too, you guys, if y'all want to know after this live, the 4 candlesticks that I will be referring to, how to read it, how it helps you identify price action movement, how it helps you identify uptrends and downtrends, and how to enter trades and trade setups that you can copy and use yourself, click the link in my bio and then download the profitable 4 candlesticks trading book. Okay. Also, if you're looking for personal coaching, because in my DM all the time, how can I get mentorship from you? How can you coach me? You guys, please set up a discovery call with me through my website, slfxtrading.com, slfxtrading.com. People over here on Instagram land, you guys can click the link in my bio, scroll down to book a discovery call, set up a free call with me. It is free. You don't have to pay anything. But if you need help with discovering how to become an independent trader, how to read the best 4 price action candles that repeat themselves, how to turn these 4 candles into structure and stop using traditional information such as support and resistance and trend lines and everything else, which those things work great if you're that person, but everybody is not that person, and how to set precise entries, take profits and stop losses so you can stop second guessing your trades. You guys, set up that 15-minute consultation call with me. Okay, now once again, I'm going to introduce myself for new people. Hello everybody on Facebook, hello everybody on Instagram land. I am Shaquan, okay, and I help traders simplify their trading by just teaching them the basic movements of the market. I am a swing trader. I teach busy people how to hold trades longer. I teach busy people who are parents like myself, or maybe you're single with a job. You have a very busy schedule. COVID just got you all kinds of jacked up right now with your schedule and your life, and you're a little bit busier to learn. You're a little bit busier to trade, and you think you don't have the time. I will teach you how 1 hour a week can change your life, and how 15 minutes a day is all you need to trade. That is what I do for other people. I used to work in banks. I physically used to trade currencies, physically foreign money in my hand across the counter, using exchange rates, conversions, reconversions. So if you ask me what qualifies me, you guys, I did this in real life, and I use that information to coach people every single day, every single week in this market. And I believe God put me in this position to be able to give this information out to you guys. Okay, so with that being said, you guys, please grab pencil, please grab paper, because this class is about to begin. This is not going to be a long class, you guys. I'm gonna cough right here. I have been under the weather for a few days. I'm going to hit you guys with a lot of good information. If you've trained under me, or if you've learned from me before, you know everything I do is in detail and in order, and we work in sections. So please make sure that you guys have paper. And when you're taking notes, remember, you can go back and listen to this information, because I can almost guarantee you that what you think you've heard, you probably didn't hear, or probably you heard something and you need to catch up on it, and maybe you'll hear something new when you watch the replay. I'm hoping Instagram lets me save this live. Instagram be tripping sometimes, but if they don't let me save it, I'm pretty sure there's another way I can copy it, okay, and I can get it out to you guys. So let's go ahead and begin. What is price action, right? The big question, the big reason why you guys are here. I want you to think about it. If you're not in front of your price charts, you don't have to be. But if you're not in front of your price charts, obviously you probably know how one looks. Just think about, what do you see when you first open your price chart? And I mean, like, for the first time, what do you see? For the most part, you guys are seeing red and green candles, right? And what those red and green candles represent, they represent movement at any given period of time. And I want you guys to start thinking about shifts. When you work in a shift. Keep that mindset throughout this whole meeting, okay? Shifts. Keep that mindset. When you work a 9 to 5, you work in shifts, okay? Now, every candle that you look at has a name. Just like people, we all look different, but we fit in different categories. That's why we call ourselves, or label ourselves, based on nationalities, ethnicities, races, right? Because we can all look the same, but we all come in different colors, shapes, and sizes. So do your candles. Okay, now there's a chart with so many candles that fluctuate around here, and excuse me, but one thing about it is all candles are not equal. Okay, and with that being said, I don't like to teach people that price chart that has all the candles fluctuating on it, because that candle basically represents the same candle but with different names. So if I'm known by many names, I really want to be categorized or labeled as one person by my name. And so I'm going to teach you guys 4 candles. I teach this every single week. Is if you're new, it's going to be a surprise, like, oh, these are what it is. If you've been rocking with me, you know what they are. The 4 candles that repeat themselves the most on your price chart is, I call these the rejection candles. They're only hammers and inverted hammers. They go in one category. So write down the number 1 and write down rejection candle. Hammer and inverted hammer. If you wrote it down before, that's great. Write it down again. Okay? Write the candle down again if you've already written before. Number 2, bullish and bearish engulfing candles. I'm pretty sure you guys who've been trading for quite some time, you know what the bullish and bearish engulfing candle are. I call them my Beyonce candles because she's her own confirmation. That's what I call them. So that's the second candle. Number 3, spinning top or spinning bottom. Okay, that is a candle that looks like a candle body in the middle of 2 equal wicks. Some of you guys also know that candle as a harami. It's a spinning top or spinning bottom. The bottom and top part is based on where the candle is within the trend. Is it at a top peak, which is a higher high, excuse me, or a lower high, or a spinning bottom is either at a lower low or a higher low. Spinning top, spinning bottom. Last but not least is a doji, and we normally say doji plus confirmation, but a doji for the most part. And then a confirming candle, which can be one of those other 3 candles that I just named you guys. Okay, y'all, these candles tells us when to enter a trade. So that candlestick chart, or these 4 candles that I just told you guys about, these are your entry candles. Okay, so if you ever ask, how do you enter a trade? When you see one of those candles at a certain area, and we'll get into that part too. Okay, so price action candles work together, you guys. They work together to show you what your currency pair is doing. And what your currency pair is doing is either moving up, which means that the currency, which is the base currency, is what you want to put this information based on. I teach y'all guys about the base currency, the quote currency. The base currency is the first currency within a currency pair. The quote currency is the second currency within a currency pair. If the value of the price or the value of your exchange rates are rising, it's not based on one candle, it's based on the fluctuation of a group of candles, right? If the value is going down, it's not based on one candle, it's based on the fluctuation of a group of candles. Okay, so your chart or that price action, all of that movement, all those individual candles are trying to tell you a story. Who has control within your currency pair? Okay, the second thing that it's trying to show you is trying to show you your bullish candles versus your bearish candles. So if you don't know, bulls means red. It's a red green candle that means to buy. Your bearish candles are red. They just mean to sell. But it's just basically showing you what's going up, what's going down. Now here's what I need you guys to know, because this is why that video that I mentioned earlier is very important. Your bullish candles close on top. Okay, it's a green candle that basically, if it closes green or bullish, your exchange rates went up. The price for that currency pair went up. If it closes red, which means the candle closes at the bottom, that means the exchange rate has dropped. Once again, it's based on the time periods. We'll get into that. Okay, and also, like I said too, the 4 candles repeat themselves, but they're showing you your exchange rates based on your price scale, and we need to go over that really quick because that's important. This is going to be section number 2. So I need you guys to write in big numbers the number 2. Okay, your price scale. You guys, your candles represent exchange rates. What's up, Wall Street Consortium? You guys, really quick, let me take a pause. If you guys on my Instagram page are into stocks and you want to know how to invest your stocks and how to leverage your money, please set up a one-on-one with Wall Street Consortium. He'll help you sort all that information out as far as what stocks to get into and how to get into them. And the money that he gets from y'all's one-on-one is $75. He donates, you guys. So y'all get with him. The guy is a freaking genius. He got people making money in the stock market, like for real, for real. Okay, so y'all make sure y'all hit my brother up, Wall Street Consortium. Okay, Now, what does your price scale represent? Okay, your price scale is showing you where price is trading at and how close it is to the next dollar or to the next cent. Thank you, Power 2 Biz. I truly appreciate it. I'm going to repeat that again. Your price scale, if you look on your price chart, is located to the right on your price chart. It shows you all those numbers that goes up and down. People refer to those as prices. Those are exchange rates. How much does it cost you to exchange your quote currency, which is the second currency in the currency pair, for the base currency, which always equals the number 1? Okay? At what price, or I'm going to say it again, at what price or how much are you exchanging your quote currency for your base? For example, pound AUD. How much does it cost me to buy 1 pound? On your price scale, that's what it's showing you. Okay? Convert that to any other currency pair. That's the information your price scale is showing you. Okay? Now, on your price scale, you'll see the numbers move in increments. They are moving in increments of hundreds and 100 of pips. And let me explain what I mean. It takes 100 pips to get to the next cent or to the next dollar point. Let me give you guys an example. Let's say pound USD. Okay? Pound USD moves like this: 133, 134, 135, 136, 137. 1 cent, 1 cent, 1 cent, 1 cent, which equals 100 pips, 100 pips, 100 pips, 100 pips, 100 pips. Okay? That's a cent. Some pairs move to the next dollar. Or I'm going to say yen as far as pound yen goes. Here's how pound yen moves: 138, 139, 140, 141, 142, 143. Right? Yen, or I'm going to say dollar because of Americans, we are used to a dollar. A dollar, a dollar, a dollar, a dollar, or yen, 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 yen. Right? And that's 100 pips, 100 pips, 100 pips, 100 pips, 100 pips. Here's why this is important, okay? The reason why this is important is because if it takes the pairs to move 100 pips, the question is how fast are they moving 100 pips? Have you guys ever heard when people say, my pair moves fast or my pair moves slow? What they're basically saying is, my pair moves fast to the next cent or a dollar point, okay? Or my pair moves fast to the next 100 pips. Once again, another reason why this is important is because of psychology. We as humans track things per round numbers. So we got to go back to human psychology, okay? So the question is, based on the currency pair that you're trading, your price action candles are moving individually and grouped to the next value point. This is why your price action candles are very important, okay? And you can use tools to measure the pips for you. On TradingView, we can use the price range tool, or the short position tool, or the long position tool. If you're using MetaTrader 4 or if you're using MetaTrader 5, if y'all just click on the price chart and drag it up or down, your crosshair should show you how many pips or the distance per candle that, your price action candle is actually moving. Now, excuse me, we're going to get into section number 3. I'm telling you, it's going to be a really quick class. Okay, it's going to be a really quick class. So we're already in section number 3. We got one more section to go. Y'all gonna be like, dang, that's it? Yeah, because price action ain't really that deep, dog. Like, it really ain't. But there's a lot more that goes into price action. Okay? So, step number 3, price action and time frames. Each time frame represents a period you analyze and you trade. Remember when I told you guys to think of this as shifts? We're about to get into shifts right now. Time frames are grouped by time and a number of candles that reflects that time frames, because they roll over into the next time frame. When you're on your price chart, especially on TradingView or MetaTrader, and y'all see those time frames, monthly, weekly, daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, 30 minute, 15 minute, 5 minute, 3 minute, 1 minute, those are your time frames. Each time frame represents a candle that opens and closes for that time period. Okay? Here's what I mean. The monthly candle, that means that candle takes a whole month to form. The weekly candle takes a whole week to form. The daily candle takes 24 hours to form. The 4 hour time frame, that each candle takes 4 hours. Okay? But let's break this down so y'all can understand what I actually mean, because we're about to work in shifts. Let's say you work at a job and you work the 1 hour shift. Well, that means that every time I come, I should see something happening every single hour. You are my day-to-day operations. You work per hour, okay? And here's what this can look like, but let me explain it really quick, you guys. Like a business is open typically 5 days a week unless they close on the weekends, right? You are the business. I'm the business. You're the business. Every currency pair you trade is a business because they all have the same open time. They all have the same close time. For the Forex market, it opens at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sundays. It closes at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Fridays. So 5 trading days. Take the weekends off, right? You're the boss. There's no micromanager over you. You're the boss. I'm the boss. I'm SLFX Trading. That's my business name. What's your business name? I want you to start thinking about that. What is your business name? Everyone here should have a business name, okay? This is your baby, right? And if this is your baby, you need to have your open and close time. You need to know the time frames you're going to trade. You need to know how your business operates. That's why price action is very important. How you view price action is how you enter and exit this market. You're telling the market the best area you want to enter, and you're telling the market where you want to exit, and you're telling the market how you want to do it, when you want to do it. You set those parameters. So if you are my 1 hour trader, listen to this, okay? The 1 hour time frame displays candles that form each hour. So you're going to open at the beginning of the hour. You're going to close at the next hour. And here's how this looks. If price opens at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday, you're going to open at that time. All time frames do. But you're going to close at 6 o'clock. The next candle forms. Open at 6 o'clock, close at 7 o'clock. The next candle forms. And then it's a ripple effect. Okay? But I need you guys to understand, it takes 24 1 hour candles, okay, 24 of these to make one daily closure. That is showing you the beginning and the end of the business day. I'm saying 24 hours because y'all have to remember, our business operates in 24-hour day increments. There is no close time. 24-hour day increments, okay? So, depending on the currency pair you trade, 1 hour candle can average between 10 to 20 pips. Sometimes less, sometimes more. But this is important what I'm saying. Take advantage of what I'm saying. Depending on the currency pair that you're trading, if you are entering trades based on the 1 hour time frame, sometimes that one candle can average 10 to 20 pips. That means that it's moving the distance of 10 to 20 units within those 100 pips. Okay? Now, I'm going to do another example. My 4 hour traders. If you are a 4 hour trader, the candle opens and forms and opens and closes every 4 hours. Okay? So if it opens Sunday at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that candle does not close until 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then it opens another one at 9 o'clock p.m., closes at 1 a.m. Then it closes at 5 o'clock. Then it closes at 9 o'clock. Then it closes again at 1 o'clock p.m. Then finally at 5 o'clock p.m. again, it closes, but then that's based on the daily time frame. It takes 6 4-hour candles to form one 24-hour candle. Okay? Take advantage of what I'm saying here now. If it takes 6 candles to form one daily closure from open to close, that's another 24 business day operation. Okay? Now I'm working in shifts. 1 hour, 4 hour, daily. Who has the 1 hour shift? Who has the 4 hour shift? Who works all day? You see what I mean? I hope I'm getting through to what this means. Because each time frame works together to show you what happened in one candle. So I say this every single week. If you guys think that price does something different on every time frame, that cannot be true. That is a false statement. That is a false statement. You have to read between the lines. Read between the time frames. What shift did what? Okay? What shift did what? Now, depending once again on the currency pair that you trade, one 4-hour candle plus and minus can average between 20 to 40 pips. Okay? It can average 20 to 40 pips. Now, each time frame is going to measure pips differently per time frame. Listen to this, you guys. The higher in time frames you go, the bigger your candles will be, the more pips or exchange rates that one candle represents or it covers. So if I start from the 1 hour time frame and my candle looks like this, my 4 hour candle could look like this. My daily candle could look like this. It just depends on how price moved for that day in that time period and how the market shifted, how it moved up and down for that 1 hour, then those 4 hours, then that day. The lower in time frames you go, the smaller the candles you're going to see, the less pips that one candle represents, or the less exchange rates or prices that candle moved. So the lower in time frames you go, those candles get smaller and smaller and smaller, and they represent less pips. Okay, now last section, section number 4. Section number 4. I'm gonna take a swig of tea really quick. Now, how does this help you when you're trading your currency pairs? The biggest question. How does this help you, right? Why do you need to know this information? You guys, it digs deep besides just knowing when the candle closes. It's dig deeper than knowing when the candle opens, right? Because depending on the currency pair, not only does it tell you how fast the pair is moving, but it gives you a sense of direction. How many pips does the pair that you trade actually give you? You need to know this on an average basis. I'm not saying to know down to the T how many pips you're gonna get, because every trade is different. Every trade setup is gonna be plus or minus, right? I can get 200 pips here. I can get 100 pips here. I can get 50 pips here. I can get 75 pips here. But on average, I would like to know how many pips my currency pair moves per week. I'm a swing trader, so I have to know this stuff by week and by month. Some of you guys are a little bit different, but I will give you guys an example. Pound AUD last week in one direction. That's just based on the previous high and the previous lows of last week's daily time frame candles. In one direction, pound AUD moved moved over, and I had this written down here. If pound AUD can move typically 100 pips in one day, which it can, pound AUD can move 100 pips in one direction. Last week, I think it moved over 200 pips, or it could have been more, plus or minus. Okay, but from the high to the low, it moved over 100 pips, but the biggest day was 205 pips. So plus or minus, it moved up and down. It moved over 100 pips, but the biggest day was 205 pips, which means in one day you could have made 205 pips in one day, depending on your trading style. Okay, but on an average basis, that also tells me that if price kept moving in one direction and it kept moving good with good momentum, you could have cleared over 200 pips. That is important. Now, Australian dollar, it could probably take Australian dollar about 5 days to move 100 pips. But the biggest movement last week on Australian dollar, based on the high and the low and the biggest candle per the daily time frame, it moved 68 pips. That's a big difference, you guys. Pound AUD moving 205 pips the biggest day last week, and then AUD, the Australian dollar, US dollar, moving 68 pips. That's a really big difference. What does that mean to you? And this is what y'all have to break down about your pairs, because your pairs are showing you how it wants you to trade it. Okay? Here's what this means. If I'm saying that a pair moves fast and it can get to that 100 pip increment, or that 1 cent, or that 1 yen, or that $1 really quick, here's what this means. A fast pair, you can gain more pips in less trading time, which means you don't really have to hold that trade that long to get a big amount of pips, okay, in one direction. But your stop loss could also be higher. So there's always like a good and a bad to some things, okay? So I'm gonna say it again. If you're trading a fast pair, you can gain more pips in less time, but your stop loss could be bigger. The more I gain, the more I gotta risk, right? But then, excuse me, when it comes to my slow moving currency pair, if my pair moves slow, if I know, man, I can get 100 pips in a week, sometimes my biggest days will be plus or minus 68. I'm just using Australian dollar example yet again from last week. Then I know that it'll take me a while to reach that potential, but my stop loss may also be a lot less. Okay, so that's what it's telling you. It's going to move slower. I'm going to get less pips, but my stop loss will be less. And this is going to matter. The question that you guys have to ask yourself, though, when you're trading is it worth for me to trade this currency pair? Is it worth my time? No one here can tell y'all what currency pair to trade. I can ask 100 people in this room right now, what currency pairs do you trade? Who trades what? Y'all are going to give me different answers. But does that mean I'm supposed to trade it? Does that mean you're supposed to trade what everyone else trades? You're going to have to decide that for yourself. You got to rock with it. Some of you guys like fast currency pairs. Some of you love the pound pairs, pound JPY, pound New Zealand, pound USD, pound AUD, pound Swiss, pound CAD. Some of you guys may like pound New Zealand because it's the fastest pair that we have as far as the pair miners go, right? Some of you guys might like slow currency pairs such as the Australian dollar, Australian dollar New Zealand, Euro Swiss, USD Swiss. Some of you guys may want the slow currency pairs, right? But it's based on what you say you want to trade. No one can give you that answer for you. Only you can, based on the price action movement and how you study it, okay? Now, I need you guys to write this down though. This is very important because not only do you have to know is the currency pair worth your time, but you have to know what your reward is going to look like. That's how much you'll get after the trade is complete. There are 3 things that affect your reward. Number 1 is your trading balance. A lot of times I see people say, well, I want to start with $10. I want to start with $50. I want to start with $70. I want to start with $100. If that's all you got, that's cool. But if you're telling me you're going to start with this small amount, more than likely you're a newbie and you just started. Because a person who's been learning for some time understands with good knowledge, you can get a better reward if you save and you trade with a bigger amount. Now, I'm not pocket watching nobody. If y'all been rocking with me, y'all know I don't pocket check people. I don't know how much you make. I don't know what your finances are looking like, so I can't judge nobody. But what I will say is, if you have the opportunity to learn this skill, and if you give it a few months and you save up and you get good knowledge and you get a good foundation, instead of starting off with $10, instead of starting off with $20, instead of starting off with $50, heck, sometimes even $100, if you just save to reach a better, you could get a better reward. But there are 3 things that will stall you if you do not have it right. This is part of risk management, and risk management is not just a lot size. Number 1, like I said, is your trading capital. Have a decent trading capital, you guys. Save if you need to. Save, okay? Number 2 is your stop loss. That's why I'm talking about stop losses with y'all. I know people are gonna probably be like, we're talking about stop losses and price action. Yes, because your price action is how you set your stop loss. Remember, you enter trades. Those 4 candles that I gave you, that's how you enter trades. But your stop loss is also based on where price is and where you don't want price to go, so it does not take you out your trade for loss, right? And we will accrue loss, but if you can minimize it to where you're comfortable and what you're comfortable with losing, you'll be fine. You won't blow no accounts. We don't want no blown accounts over here, okay? So that being said, your trade balance, your stop loss, and your personal risk tolerance is what affects your reward. So if you get a good handle on price action movement, if you get a good handle on how long you want to hold these trades for, because we're about to get into that soon, then your reward will be great and it'll stack up for you. Even if you take a loss, you'll still be in profit, okay? So these are the 3 things that affect your reward: risk tolerance, trade balance, stop loss, okay? You need those 3 to be in check. Now, excuse me. What do you do when these candles are grouped together, right? Because we can talk about individual candles all day, but individual candles don't matter unless y'all can analyze these things. Number 1, the trend. I talk about trend every single week. So much I'm talking about the trend because that's how we know the direction we want to trade. We're either buyers or we're either sellers, right? So much I talk about the trend. Prices in an uptrend or a downtrend. And you need to know the market cycles. I did a class on market cycles, I believe, a month ago. That class was really, really important. I'll probably end up doing another class next month on market cycles. Number 2 is your market structure, you guys. Your market structure is what highlights your trades for you, okay? So that's why I had to do a prelude into this. Your market structure is still based on price action, a group of candles. When your candles are grouped together, what are you doing with those group candles to tell the market where you want to enter a trade? That is your market structure. Some of you guys are using support and resistance. Some of you guys are using trend lines. Some of you guys are using a harmonic scanner or advanced patterns. Some of you guys are using chart patterns like the wedge formations, teacups, head and shoulders, rising wedges, pennants, I don't know, indicators, right? Whatever you have, you're using that to tell the market, I want to enter here. And the price action candle is the confirmation that tells you to enter the trade, okay? What you're also, like I said, learning is how many pips you're going to be basically winning or losing, right? How many will you gain? How many will you lose? Your price scale is going to help you determine that information, because based on your price scale, you're putting that number into your trading order panel, right? This is my take profit, this is my stop loss, this is my entry. It's based on that price scale. You guys take advantage of that, right? Based on these price action candles, you're also telling the market how long you want to hold each trade for. This is based on your trading style. Some of you guys here are swing traders like myself. Some of you guys here are day traders. Some of you guys here are scalpers, right? And based on your trading style helps determine the time frames you're going to be analyzing and the time frames you're going to enter trades on. I did a full class over this. My day traders, you guys are looking at like time frames such as the daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, 15 minute, 5 minute. My scalpers, you guys look at the daily sometimes, 4 hour, 1 hour, and y'all will go as low as the 1 minute. My swing traders, we're looking at the monthly, weekly, daily, 4 hours, sometimes 1 hour, right? So it just depends. But also how long you hold the trade for is how long you're comfortable with letting your money sit. I like holding my trades overnight. I want to feel like when I hold my trades overnight, money is being made for me in my sleep. I don't have to keep waking up the next day to come back to my price charts. That's just me. I also got kids. I'm married. And I teach. This is my business. I teach throughout the day, every day. I do not want to sit here on my price charts trying to force a trade or trying to get the time to focus. I got a 3-year-old. She don't let me do nothing. So, it's just simple as that. You either have time to do it or you make time to do it. I can carve out 15 minutes a day to trade. That's all I'm carving out, okay? Some of you guys can have time on your hands. You guys can sit here. You can be on your price charts. You can observe the information a little bit better. You have more focus time. So your day traders, your scalpers, you can sit here for a few hours to focus to trade, right? If you want to hold the trade for a few minutes to a few seconds, you are my scalpers. If you want to hold the trade for less than 24 hours, you are my day trader. But your time frame or the time period based on the price action candles affects the way you trade, okay? So once again, you guys, you just have to know your worth and understand the higher in time frames you trade, the bigger your candles are, the more pips that it covers, the longer you're going to hold your trade for, the bigger your stop loss could be, but it's based on what you want to do. The lower in time frames, the less candles, or the more candles you're going to trade, the smaller the candles will be, the lower in pips you gain, but your stop loss is lower as well. There's pros and cons to each trading style, but it's what you make it, and it's what your time is worth, okay? So this is our stopping point for the night, you guys. This is our stopping point, okay? I don't have much more to cover over price action, because with price action, some of this stuff is really good to do on a price action chart. If I have time on Thursday, excuse me, I'll come back at 8:30 tonight, and we will go on Zoom, and we'll look at this information together on your price charts. And I'll also put that information up on YouTube as well. But you guys, I have a few goals that I would like you guys to write down as well for yourself. Kind of like homework. I'm not going to check it though, but it's kind of like homework, okay? Goal number 1, become familiar with how price action opens and when it closes. Basically, you're becoming familiar with how the price candle forms, okay? And this is per time frame that you analyze. Like for me, I have everything grouped. I am looking at the monthly, weekly, daily. I want to know when that one candle on the monthly time frame forms, what does that one big candle look like on the weekly? And then what does that one candle look like on the daily from open to close? And I'm going to study that time period and movement per candle, okay? The reason I'm doing that is because I need to figure out if it took 21 to 22 days for that candle to form, or for the monthly candle to be formed and to be made, how did price move for that particular month? But then at the same time, I then need to scale up to my time frames and see how price action looked on the weekly. Those five candles make one weekly candle. So every Friday, what should I be looking at on a weekly candle? And then how does it then look on the monthly? So I kind of work backwards and then forwards. But I like to work forwards then backwards. A lot of people are taught top-down analysis, but they're not taught how to look up. I like to teach my people backwards and then forward and then forward and then backwards. It just makes sense when you do it that way. Okay? So that's that part there. So I want you guys to do that. Number 2, become familiar with fast currency pairs and slow currency pairs and know the difference between each. You don't have to look at every single candle, but you do want to observe some of these currency pairs. My apologies, currency pairs. if you're looking at a slow currency pair, say Australian dollar USD, how does its counterpart look, which is pound AUD? Pound AUD moves faster than Australian dollar. But how? I want you guys to become familiar with that. Not necessarily those currency pairs, but it's just an example. Okay? And then identify if you want to trade slow currency pairs. Identify if you want to trade fast currency pairs. But then also identify what works best for you. You can mix and match, or you can just trade fast, or you can just trade slow. You can mix and match. There's no rule that says that you can't. Okay? And then if you're using TradingView, here's a really good tip I can give you, because some people don't know this. On your TradingView, if you look at your price scale, there's a countdown. And on that countdown, it counts down the time to when that candle closes on each time frame, right? So what time is it right now? It's 9:10. If I go to my hour time frame, I should see that there are 50 minutes left in that 1 hour candle. I should see there should be 3 hours and 50 minutes left on my 4 hour candle. And then whatever time frame that is on a daily. And then whatever time it is on a weekly and a monthly. But there is a countdown for you, so you don't have to guess when the next candle closes. So that's my little tidbit for there. Okay, guys, we're going to go into 10-minute Q&A. I can see I have a few questions here. Excuse me. If you have questions, Instagram land, Facebook land, you guys make sure you'll write it down here so I can see it and answer your questions. We're going to go into it for the next 10 minutes. It's 9:11. I'm going to stop at 9:21. And just remember, you guys, if you want to work with me, if you say, Shaquan, I want you to coach me, mentor me. I don't just start off with mentorship, you guys. That's a different thing. I do coach, but I'm not going to coach you unless I talk to you. Set up a 15-minute consultation or discovery call with me so we can see if we're a good fit to work together. If you're on Instagram land, I have 2 ebooks that you guys can get access to. Number 1, you guys can get access to the free ebook. Click the link in my bio. It's called How to Time Forex Entries. And then the second ebook is the profitable 4 candlestick trading book. I need to change that name. It gets me tongue tied. That one is the cost for Instagram land. All of those links are in my bio. Facebook land. If you guys want to DM me, y'all can, or even inbox me. But I'm gonna answer a question here and then here. Facebook, y'all are just over here for me. Excuse me. Marcia asks, in your experience, what is a decent starting balance? Oh, can I tell you a quick story? I love stories. Okay. When I first started trading, I could only afford $100, right? I blew that accidentally in 2 weeks, and I always give out that story. It was an accident. As y'all can see, I wear glasses. I have 2 pairs, but I'm always losing my glasses for like days at a time. Instead of putting in 0.05 50 cents, I put in 0.50 or 0.50, $5 a pip, wiped me out in one trade. That was when I was scalping back then when I lived in Germany. Blew my account. I had to pay the broker. Yes, you can pay a broker, you guys. Y'all can pay a broker. I had to pay a broker, and that was a horrible situation. But anyway, doubled my account again. But then after I doubled my account, I went back to back testing. Then in the future, I started off again with $800, grew that, made my first $3,000 in 12 hours, realized how unrealistic I was being about trading, and yeah, now I got my life together. I'm going to talk about this in a segment though. I feel like this. Number 1, if you don't have a lot of money, if you are short on funds, I feel like if you can, when I say short on funds, that means you can also save, because without money, you can't trade. Let's be realistic here for a second, you guys. Without money, you cannot put in trades, okay? If you can learn this skill for a few months and trade, I would say $500, it's a really decent amount for people who don't have a lot of money. $500. If you can bump it up to $1,000, I would say save $1,000. You were in no rush. This market is not going anywhere. I would say $1,000 realistically. If you can do it, stretch your pennies. Do what you gotta do. Some people get second jobs. Do what you gotta do. Sell something. Gary V. I don't know if y'all know who Gary V is, but he is like infamous for like teaching you how to like grow money. Like he's amazing. So I would say do that. Anything over that is a bonus. Anything over that. But if I had to tell people to start with one single amount, it's either $500 or $1,000. Anything over that is just a great bonus. I prefer over $1,000, but I know everyone doesn't have it like that. So I'm not gonna even sit here and treat people that way, okay? But that's what I would say. Instagram, any more questions? Much love from Morocco. Awesome. Caesar asks, can you send out a schedule to join your live trading? I don't have a schedule when I teach. It's normally the same time though, Tuesdays at 8:30. If I'm doing a series, I'll do a series 2 or 3 days a week, but it's always at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't do anything outside of that time for free. Like literally 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So when I go live, it's just that it's not a consistent schedule though. But I do try to go live once a week though, typically Tuesdays. How do I join? Kanisha, how do you join what? Do say I was trying to figure out what you was talking about. What's my Instagram? My Instagram is at the Shaquan Lopez. I'm gonna have to write out my name for you. Actually, my name is right there on the Facebook. Hold on. Let me write this out. At the Shaquan Lopez. And there you go. Okay. Any other questions, Facebook land? And mind you guys, if y'all do have a question, this is the time to ask it, Facebook land. Over here on Instagram land too. Y'all have my ear. Y'all have my time. We got 6 more minutes. If I don't get a question, y'all, trust me, your girl gonna clock out. Okay? This is the time to ask the questions while you have my ear. Hear me well too, because I like to encourage some of you. If you're shy or you don't want to seem like the new person, I don't care what other people will think of you. If you're new and you have a question, ask the question. Okay? Some of y'all may be shy. This is when I say DM me or inbox me. I'm fine with that. But if you got my ear and you can get the right answer now to the question that you may have, get it. Pretend it's just me and you in the room. It doesn't matter who else is here. Because at the end of the day, you're getting help to improve yourself. Okay? That's what matters. No one knows you personally. No one knows where you live. It's all good. Okay? I don't know how you say your name, so I'm not gonna say it, but you're from Algeria. Hi. Just joined the live trying to understand. You can catch the replay, especially if you're just joining. You can catch the replay. And just let me know what you're trying to understand as well. I know some of y'all are new here and the markets are intimidating. Some of you guys have probably even asked questions to get help. Some people probably shut y'all down. Some people probably tried their best way to help you. Maybe the sentences and what they're writing is vague. You know, maybe it's not enough to understand. This is a very intimidating market, you know, because all you know is you want to grow your money. All you know is you want to change your lifestyle. All you know is you see other people making it and you want to make it too. And I'm here to tell you that you will, right? But start off slow, you know. And one of the best things that I teach people first is to start with price action. Just understand those 4 candles that I mentioned to y'all earlier, the rejection candle, the engulfing, the doji, and the spinning top or spinning bottom. Start with those. Start trying to find those at highs and lows and see what happens after those candles. And it makes a difference. Start with one thing at one time. Don't bog yourself down with trying to do strategy after strategy after strategy after strategy after strategy. It's not worth it because your wheels are going to be spinning too much for you to focus on one entry. What was your lot size from 800 to 3,000? Oh, I went in at two standards, $20 a pip, and it was not a fun time. I'll tell you that much. It was not fun. It was not smart. It was not smart by any means, and I will never do that again. I could have blown that account easily, and I was trading a fast currency pair too. I would never do that again. Do support and resistance levels work really well for entry points? I would say yes, Pope. I would say yes because anything that you use can work for you. For me, I don't use support and resistance. For me personally, I don't use it. I used to trade it. I used to use it. I have a whole course over teaching it. But I learned from me, I'm more of a trend trader. And for me, when I have levels on my price charts, I don't see the trend. I don't see it. Trend is invalid. And I found that for me, when I traded support and resistance, I kept making too many trading decisions. Like, this is how it went. Like, pretend this spoon is a level. And instead of focusing on where price could go after the level, I kept focusing on, okay, if it gets here and it rejects, I'm going to sell. But if price goes over it, I'm going to buy. And let me drop down to get the best entries. Well, what was happening was, when I was dropping down to find the best entries, price kept spiking to and from. And it was great when it worked, but when it didn't work, I didn't know how not to see this. I could not see this level to fix myself. I couldn't. And it wasn't until I got rid of it that I could see that price was just trying to break through to continue up. And it didn't matter about support and resistance. Price was just meant to go either way. It was just meant to move. But the sad part was I didn't know that, you know? And that's just for me. But does it work for a lot of people? Of course. That's why the majority, literally the majority of traders trade that. I don't. But that's just, it, whatever works for you works for you. There are people who trade trend lines. I used to have trend lines all over my price charts. I don't anymore. And it's not to say that they don't work. They do work. They work for the people it's supposed to work for. It's supposed to work for the people who build great systems off of those, So it just depends. Sometimes it works for you, sometimes it doesn't. But you have to find what's going to work for you. If you're the support and resistance traders, be the best support and resistance trader you can. I have some students of mine who trade support and resistance. I don't tell them to not trade it. I don't turn their back from it. I don't speak negatively to it about them. That's not my job. My job is to encourage them to be the best they can be for what they have and what they're using and what they're trading. So that's just it. I could take one more question if we have anyone with one more question. Someone asked, what are the signs of a trend reversal about to approach? Okay, that's a really good question. I like that question. Number one, until price reverses, don't look for the reversal. That is number one. If price is not reversing, keep with the trend, okay? If it's reversing, then you'll know. Here's how you're gonna know. Number one is your exchange rates. That's why we're talking about price action candles. Price action tells y'all what to do. It tells you what to look for. I'm gonna give a really good example here. If I see that price is in a downtrend, up, down, up, down, up, down, that means that at every high, which is a lower high, I should see falling rates, falling prices, falling exchange rates. At every lower low, I should see my lower lows, my rates decreasing, 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 right? That's what I should see. Now, that being said, I would not look for reversal until that very last lower high, that exchange rate is beat, meaning price moved above it. Once price moves above it, boom, you have a reversal. That's it. Let price tell y'all what it's doing. Let it lead you. Let it guide you. That's it. That's how you know price is reversing. That's the sign. Your exchange rates. Okay? Price action tells y'all what to do. It's not your levels. It's not your trend lines. Because remember, that stuff you put on your price chart. Right? Indicators. Indicators already count the moving average. Let me put it this way. If you have a moving average or if you have an indicator on your price chart, whether you have the standard settings or whether you change the settings, you're using it for what you tell the system you want to see, right? You're telling the system that. It's counting what you asked it to count. But when you have a naked chart that's just looking at price is going to move regardless. It's going to move how it's supposed to move, right? There's nothing you can do to change price action. There's nothing none of us can do to change price action. It's not about us. We trade us, but it's not about us, right? It's all about what you have on that chart that says, this is what I need to see. This is where I want to trade to and from, okay? Let price lead you into what you need to see, not the opposite way around, okay? You're welcome, Rob. You're welcome, David. One more question and I'm gone, y'all, because I can hear it and I'm sleepy. I'm trying to get better, y'all. I haven't been feeling good for the past few days. I'm trying to get better. My tea is getting cold. It's a little warm, but it's still getting cold. And I do thank y'all for rocking out me with this hour. I know for some of y'all, like I said, we're in different time zones. We're still under an hour, which I'm pretty happy about. We're making really good time. I said I wanted this class to be an hour, and it is. And just so y'all know, yeah, I've been teaching for quite some time now, for almost 3 years, and I love every second of it. I love every minute of it, and I love what I do. I truly do. I love simplifying trading knowledge for people. I back test so much just to be able to give these gems out to help people, y'all. I truly do. And the one thing that I will say, y'all, is this market is not as hard as we make it seem. It's actually simple. I think it makes it hard when we have too many opinions in our ear and we're not looking at the market. What's up, Kay? Email me, Kay. Email me, Kay. I need you to email me. Email me, Kay. Inbox me when you get a chance. But I'm about to go, y'all, on that note. But I love y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with me. If you need anything, y'all, hit me up in a DM on Instagram. You welcome Power to Biz. Thank you, Pope. I appreciate it. It says, thanks much. Love your teaching lessons and your YouTube videos. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm about to get ready to get up out of here. I'll be live maybe Thursday at the same time. We'll actually be on our price charts, but we'll be on Zoom. And we're going to rock out on Zoom, y'all. Y'all be blessed. Y'all wear y'all mask out here in these streets. And I'll talk to y'all later. Talk to y'all later, y'all. Richard, inbox me, and I'll talk about that in the inbox, okay? I'll talk to y'all later.